Okay, so this is what I'm using to make my dragonfly sun catchers. I've got my tools, my wire cutters, my needle nose pliers, and my round nose pliers. I've got about 6 or 7 inches of 20 gauge wire. Let me double check and make sure that's right. I'm pretty sure it's 20 gauge. Yeah, 20 gauge stainless steel wire. Then I have 22 millimeter teardrop for the wings. Then I have 12 millimeter beads, 10 millimeter beads, and then assorted 8, 6, and 4 millimeter beads. And so we'll just go ahead and get started. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I first take the wire and my round nose pliers, and about 1.5 inches, maybe not quite 1.5 inches, I just wrap it around and make kind of a circle. And this is where my 12 millimeter is going to go for the head. So if you can see, I'm grabbing the 12 millimeter and I'm just going to slide that over both pieces of wire. And this should go over both of them pretty easily. I had a piece snap on me earlier because the hole wasn't big enough. But I just kind of wiggle it and work it up to the hole. And I'll show you a trick at the end to make this more circle and a little bit friendlier for hanging. But I kind of just hold it and wiggle it till it won't go any further. And that's pretty much as far as it's going to go. So I'll take it. So now I'm going to kind of spread the wires apart just a little bit. And I kind of gauge and use my pliers as kind of a measurement. I kind of bend it around them to make kind of a square. It's a little bit big for the size I'm doing right now, but it kind of keeps it apart. And then I can kind of twist it in a little bit. But then I just start, whoops, I'm out of frame. Then I just start by putting my wings on one side, other side, and just kind of measure the distance and make sure that they're touching but not crunching. You don't want them to squish. And then you put the other one on, and then the last one. And then this is where you're going to kind of flatten them out, hold them so they're flat, and then this is where I twist with my needle nose pliers as close as I can to them to hold them in place. And then I'm going to cut off any extra. So these want to twist, whoops, they kind of want to twist the opposite way, but I like to twist away from me. So I'm twisting them away from me, and then I'm going to just cut off, I'm just doing like 3 twists, 4 twists. And then I'm going to cut off the extra with my wire cutters so that the size 10 millimeter doesn't have so much wire to go over. And I just put that flush, hold my thumb or finger over it so it doesn't fly away. And if you can see, I just cut right there. Put the extra wire down. Set those aside, and then I'm going to continue to twist with my needle nose pliers just so it's tight. You don't want to break the wire. I have had that happen before. You just want it snug so that the wings aren't flopping around. They can be a little bit loose, but you want this tight so that the number 10 or the 10 millimeter bead can slide over. Oh, I am out of frame again. Sorry. So that the 10 millimeter bead can slide over this wire. So, and if it doesn't happen to fit, that's where I use these little diamond collars is what I call them. They're the 8 millimeter size. So we're going to see if this 10 will slide over it. If not, we'll just put a 10. Oh yeah, that fits fine. So here is what I have so far. I've got the 12 millimeter head, the 28 millimeter wings, and then the 10 millimeter body beginning. So the pattern that I chose to do for this one is a, actually, I might just put, there we go. It fits a little bit snug now. It just fits a little bit more snug. Then I'm going to put the 8 millimeter bead on. And then I'm going to do the pattern of light blue, dark blue. So 8 millimeter, crystal, 8 millimeter light blue, 8 millimeter dark blue. See how I like that?
I want me some food, me some soup.
Okay, so then let me, I don't quite like that, so I'm going to do the dark blue first. And I'm going to then do the light blue. So yeah, I like that a little bit better. So now my pattern is going to be crystal. So it's going to be light blue, or crystal, dark blue, light blue, turquoise color. So if I can get in the frame, you'll see. Crystal, and these are now the 6 millimeters. I've done the 8 millimeters. This is now the 6 millimeter size. If I can find the hole. And now the 4 millimeter. Whoops, 6 millimeter turquoise. Almost forgot that one. So then this is now the .4 millimeter size. Oh, where is that hole? My eyes are not doing good today. Okay, and that's what it looks like, if you can see that. So now I'm going to take, let's see, I've got the 12 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4. Now I'm going to cut off the end and leave a little bit for a curl. So I'm cutting off about a 1/2 inch. Ooh, cutting off about a 1/2 inch. Whoops, one of my beads fell off. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to make a teeny tiny curl, and then I'm going to squish it flat. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this for you to see. I'm just going to curl it under and then squish it down so that the beads don't come off. And sometimes I have a little bit longer curl and I can make it like a little curl, but not today. This one's just gonna kind of have to curl under. And then I smush it flat so that it just lays like that. Okay, and that is our dragonfly. Then I can kind of straighten and bend it. And then I told you I would show you a trick at the end. I slide it all the way down the end of my round nose pliers, and then I twist. And I twist it around about 4 or 5 times just to make it tighter. But it also keeps it in that same solid shape of the circle. You can see there it's a circle. And there is how we make the dragonfly. So it takes us about 15 minutes to make the dragonfly. The hardest part is probably the twisting of the wings and putting those on, but there you have the little dragonfly. In all its beautiful glory.